Hey folks, I'm Chris and I'm your Commander Mechanic, here with another tune-up. But before we get started, I want to remind you, if you like this video, please subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the more we can do on the channel. Additionally, if you want to submit a deck for a tune-up, you can email me at cmdrmechanic@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at cmdrmechanic, or you can comment on this or any other video. I'll read them all. Let's see what deck's in the workshop today. Viewer Nick Butler writes, "Hey Chris, just wondering about your tips for my Korvold Fae-Cursed King deck. I built it before the world fell apart, so I've only had the opportunity to play it over video recently. It's performed well, but that's because the people I'm playing with are relatively low power. I typically win through commander damage or by reanimating a Protean Hulk." Thanks for writing in, Nick. Korvold can be a really high-powered commander, but it sounds like you want to keep away from those kind of levels of deck. Because of Korvold's abilities, you need fodder to sacrifice and permanents that sacrifice themselves. This draws you cards and gives you a plump dragon to swing with. Immediately, we have concerns with the mana base. Lots of tapped lands in here. Memorial to Folly, Rocky Tar Pit, and Savage Land should be on a list to be replaced. Your mana curve looks decent, but has a few more cards on the high end than I'd really recommend. Runescarred Demon, Phyto Titan, and Aberrant Overlord are okay, but you don't want them in your hand too early. They're really only good if you can reanimate them. Your color requirements are also a little bonkers. Ayula's Influence, Ayara First of Locthwain, and Dragon Broodmother all have very specific 3-color requirements that may mean you can't immediately cast them. There's some cards in here with strict tribal requirements that we just don't have enough of. Gravecrawler wants zombies, but you've only got 5 in the deck. Cordial Vampire wants vampires, but there are only 2 in the deck right now. We'll clean this up. So let's take the Korvold value train to Synergy Town. First, we'll replace those tapped lands with more lands that we can choose to sacrifice. Blighted Woodland and Blighted Fen can slot right in. So can Cabal Pit. It's removal on a land. There's also no reason to skip Phyrexian Tower, Spire Garden, or Nurturing Peatland. Those fit well, fit your theme, and are just plain good. I see you're playing Plague Crafter, but not his brothers, Merciless Executioner and Fleshbag Marauder. These guys are invaluable for helping break symmetrical effects in your deck. I see you've also included Grave Pact already. Great, but make room for Dictate of Erebos. Soon, you'll find you're in control of the board entirely. And with these two, let's continue the value engine with Moldervine Reclamation, drawing cards and gaining life when your creatures die. Speaking of creatures, let's make more. And more. And more. No, more. Let's include Zombie Infestation, allowing you to discard with the multitude of cards you're drawing and make more bodies. Tendershoot Dryad gives you many more bodies, all willing to be sacrificed. And Artifact Mutation gives you utility while creating a handful of Saproling pawns to feed to Korvold. Altar of Dementia is going to be a big player in this deck. Your wins will likely come from combos like Korvold, Zombie Infestation, and Altar. Drawing as many cards as you can, mill yourself with Altar until you can reanimate Sir Conrad with Dread Return. Then everything you discard, mill, and sacrifice will start grinding down your opponents. From there, it's easy to swing in with a plump Korvold for the win. So, let's take a look at the tune-up. We've added in some mana dorks to make sure you can play Korvold ahead of the curve. They're also great to sacrifice later in the game. We've made your spells generally easier to cast with more forgiving mana costs. And while there are no infinite combos, there are some finite but lethal combos with Reanimation and Aristocrat lines. We've also kept the price of the deck the same. You don't have to break the bank to make a well-functioning deck. If you want to upgrade, Korvold loves off-color fetches. Not every playgroup agrees with using them, so run it by them before you make the investment. Dockside Extortionist is perhaps the single best investment to make for the deck, however. The treasure tokens are great to sacrifice, and with Pitiless Plunderer and Revel in Riches, it makes for easy lines to win with Revel in Riches' win the game clause. If you're going to invest in Dockside Extortionist, you can also include Teamer Sabertooth for an infinite combo. As long as there are 4 or more artifacts or enchantments controlled by your opponents, these 2 cards get you infinite sacrifice triggers on treasures and infinite mana if there are 5 or more artifacts or enchantments in play. Just don't let Korvold draw out your deck. Do let us know in the comments below how you've chosen to improve your deck. Additionally, any viewers out there with any recommendations, please share them. We view deck building as a collaborative exercise here on the channel. There are lines and recommendations that even I haven't thought of. And of course, until next time, good luck and have fun. All advice in this video is advice only. Commander is about having fun your way. Don't let anybody tell you how to play EDH.